What's up, guys? MrGimms back again for another GimmsRant. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. Today I want to talk about something that I haven't talked about in a while, just addressing some facts, some figures, and then using that context to clearly paint you a picture and ask you the question, is Dead by Daylight actually dying? Well, if we go to the Steam charts, the Dead by Daylight Steam charts alone, and extrapolate the information from that, as shown on the screen, then we can definitely see a massive decline. Now, in June, obviously, we're going to go off June 1st. June 21, 105,000 players as a peak player count. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. That's how many people were playing at a peak during that month. It's a good number too. Now, if we go to the last 30 days, 59,353 were the peak in the last 30 days. Now, peak doesn't always mean it's not really the figure to go off all the time. However, it does show us that many people, cared to log in and maybe play a match or maybe play a few matches or whatever. And obviously, that's not to say that they stayed playing for that month or whatever, but for whatever reason, that's peak, and we need to take it with a grain of salt. But the average player count is also very important. And again, going off June, 48,000, and the average drop is 37,552. And a lot of you are thinking, well, that's not much of a drop. But as an average count on Steam alone, that is quite massive. That is a good showing of a good amount of people leaving in that amount of months. And yeah, it's steadily dropping too. 100,000 in October, because it bumped back up. Remember that, with the artist PTB and then the chapter. And then it immediately fell back down to 76,000, 73,000, 62,000, and now 59,000. And if the trend is to be believed, then it should be dropping another 3,000 by the end of this month. And this is very telling of a Steam community, at least, that the game is, in fact, slowly losing players. Now, 100%, this is still, 50,000 players, 60,000 players. That's still generally pretty healthy for a game. Not one as popular as Dead by Daylight once was, though. It's definitely a showing of people have left the game because they've had enough with a couple of the decisions that they've made. Inside those months on the Steam charts alone, you can see that all the things that have plagued the game for the last few months are maybe attributed to that, such as skill-based matchmaking, boon perks. Now, I'm not, going to do a video about, I think boon perks are OP, but because I think they're okay. I think sometimes they're a little bit ridiculous, but I don't think that they should just get rid of them like a lot of people do. A lot of people have left the game because of boons. That is just a fact of, they're more powerful than hexes. Lore-wise as well, it just doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. People didn't like boons, whatever, that's fine. Skill-based matchmaking, as I said, and just general staleness of the game. General staleness in the meta and in the actual mode. Because remember, as I've explained earlier in a GimmsRant, this is nearly 6 years on now. We're nearly at the anniversary. And there's still one game mode. And I'm not including snowmen and everything else that have been included for special events. This is just one game mode. All inside one game mode, all inclusive, for 6 years. So, what can Behavior do? What can they do at this point? 6 years in, and they still declare themselves as an indie company. What can they do? It's really hard for them to get rid of skill-based matchmaking now. It's really, really hard. Because they've been fighting this fight for a long time with skill-based matchmaking, despite the community's love for the idea, acceptance of it, wanting of it. But yeah, I don't think skill-based matchmaking fits Dead by Daylight, because if we go to my previous steps that any game should go to create skill-based matchmaking within the game, you need to check these points. Balance within the game. Balance, strong balance, competitive balance in the game. You need optimization for your game. You need to make sure it runs flawlessly. Talking about games like Dota here, Dota 2, Fortnite, Counter-Strike, flawlessly optimized games. And then, of course, a clear win condition, which, of course, the devs did say that, we've hid the data And, you know, a lot of things factor into your wins and your losses within a game. But then obviously we found out that that's not the case. And it is based off kills and escapes, which doesn't make sense. So without those 3 steps, because you skipped them, you added a massively competitive system into your game where if you talk to any dev or any, you know, sort of mod for Behavior Interactive, they'll tell you, we play casually. We like to have good chases. We like to have a good time when we play Dead by Daylight. Then why did you put skill-based matchmaking within the game? Honestly, you guys trip on yourselves with this logic. And that's why I would say the community's kind of turned its back on you in a lot of regards when it comes to skill-based matchmaking. It's not a needed system. It wasn't properly implemented and it wasn't properly tested. And what's worse than that is we were in fact lied to about the results. So I can understand people on that one. Next one up is new modes. Christ, already spoken about this previously, but there's no new modes. We need a new mode. It's 5 years in. I'm going to use examples of Fortnite, Apex Legends, and I know, of course, the FPS, I get that. But there's different modes. There's different things you can do. It's not all just the Battle Royale and that's it. It's not all, you know, it's not the same thing every single game. There's different options. Even Call of Duty and stuff like that. There's Battle Royale, there's multiplayer, there's different modes. There's domination, free-for-all, capture the flag, do all sorts. It's awesome. There's different modes. That's what keeps the longevity of a game. This is just boring. After 6 years, it's stale. Obviously, when a new killer comes in, a new survivor comes in, new perks come in, and that gets us, you know, perked up for a little bit. But then we get bored again, because then we realize we're in the same mode again. It's boring. Needs to be shaken up. And talking about shake up, meta. The meta needs a massive rework. You still have perks like Monstrous Shrine and all that, just sitting down there at the bottom doing nothing. I don't understand when you have the resources within you, when you have the perks sat there not doing any work, why don't you make them work? Why don't you do something with them? I don't understand why you still have things within this game that you sort of just went, who cares? And I know what people will say. People will say, we're getting to it. Well, you know what? Monstrous Shrine, for instance, using that as a shining example, has been sat there since year 1. Year 1, and it's done nothing. That gives you an idea. It just, there's nothing there. It's a placeholder for what could be a good perk. Meta shakeup needs to be shaken up. It's boring. It's boring seeing the same old shit. There should be a new system, maybe something like VHS's system where it's a point-based system where you can use 1 really strong perk and 2 not so strong perks, something like that. I don't know. Shake things up. I know you're going to say you don't have the resources or you don't have the time. You're not an indie company anymore. You can keep pushing out content. Push out a new meta. Address the grind. I think you should address the grind. You keep saying every single new Q&A between the last one and the one before that. So that's what, 6 months of time that's passed of you saying you're addressing the grind. Where? Where's the address? Where is it? Everyone's sick and tired of your stupid grind. It's outdated and it doesn't make sense. Sort out the grind. People are bored. It's annoying. Do you know how grindy this game is? Last but not least, be more careful when you're in the public eye because you are slowly alienating yourselves. Not slowly, I've seen ever since, okay, we're just going to say his name. Patrick was on the last dev stream, and we are still feeling the repercussions of that stream. The memes, the put downs, the everything that we're getting from then is getting worse, maybe more. Sort of, you know, everything's about hockey and everything now. It's ridiculous. Be more careful. Pay more attention. Be more on the ball. Be more prepared. Be concise. Be clear with your message. I would say next time you're in the public eye, definitely take these attributes on board. At the end of the day, and I spoke to Paulie about this as well, you might not be skilled in front of a camera talking to thousands, millions of people, and that I completely understand. I can completely understand that. maybe don't have those people talk, and you know, maybe it's as simple, you know, it's not as simple as that, but have proper spokespeople for your community. I mean, you have a community manager and not Queen. Isn't she supposed to be addressing the community? I'm not sure. She got voted for Community Manager of the Year. I don't see her anymore. She should be addressing the community. And you know what? I'll give credit where credit's due. Not Queen when she's not being... I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible here. When she's not being snarky, she can actually be quite clear and concise. So I would suggest putting her on the forefront for the next one. Maybe bringing Matthew Cote in if he has the time. Now, I know he is busy, but maybe bringing him in for the next one as well, just to sort of bring some... We don't know what's going on upstairs, guys. Mummy and Daddy are fighting, and we don't know what's going on. And we really just need to see those leaders in front of us maybe give us a little bit of confidence moving forward that this game has a future. Because right now, it looks like a sinking ship. And I'm just speaking facts here. I'm not making any of this up. I don't know how good they're doing on the consoles or Epic Games, you know, or whatever. I don't know how they're going there, but I wish we could find a way to figure that out. That'd be awesome. But, you know, either or, whatever. On Steam, its oldest platform, it's dying. Slowly, but it's dying. But yeah, listen to your community. Listen to your community a little bit more. Speak to your community like you're our actual leaders, because you are. You're leading us through the fog with your own system, with your own game. We need some proper leadership now. We need to really, you know, balls to the wall stuff. We need to pull ourselves out of this crap. And if I can see you guys are making a conscious effort, then I'm happy to keep following. More than happy. Because I do love this game. And for the most part, I like the company. But from what I've seen, from what I've experienced over 5 years, nearly 6 years, if this sinks as hard as it does and you guys don't do anything about it, I'm not going to be buying another game from your company again. I'm just going to steer right away. Because, yeah, leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. But anyway, guys, what do you think? What would be your sort of things you'd want to do to fix this game? Maybe, you know, sort of get some water off deck and actually save this sinking ship. Let us know in the comments down below. Let us know. I always am interested in what you guys have to say. I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget to do those YouTube things as well. Like, share, and subscribe if you found this interesting, informative, or stupid, whichever one. And I'll see you guys in the stream right now. Head on over to Twitch, guys. Link in the description.